Joining me now, Vivek Ramaswamy, Ohio gubernatorial candidate, former presidential candidate. Vivek, this is amazing. I mean, they're confronted with Trump's popularity, and they're just left into this the frenetic ball of excitement over there at CNN.
Yeah. Look, the fact of the matter is if you take any voter group for granted for that long, they start to defect. You saw the same thing this last cycle, Laura, from black voters, from Hispanic voters, from young voters, people who the Democratic Party thought they had in the bag. They started taking those populations for granted. And I think President Trump did a great job of building a diverse big tent coalition. I think it was a beautiful thing that he did. He reshaped American politics. Now the next step for us, Laura, is to make sure that our side doesn't make the same mistake the other side did by actually attending to the needs of each of the people who were part of our coalition. I think we're on track to do that. That's where our focus needs to be. And if we succeed in that, then I think that 2026 is going to be yet another good year for Republicans.
Well, and the president today signs an executive order, Vivek, mandating proof of citizenship in federal elections. I think most people watching this, of course we should do that. Why is that controversial? But he is going to get sued, and that a district court judge will try to enjoin him. And it'll probably be, a temporary thing that gets appealed, but that it's going to be extended and extended. Your reaction to this, I think it's a terrific executive order.
I think it's a great executive order. It makes all the sense in the world. It is him delivering on the mandate for common sense, which is that only citizens should vote in U.S. elections. That's intuitive. Any other country around the world shouldn't find that controversial either. The fact of the matter is, Laura, I actually see an opportunity where you cite that challenge. You're right about that. Is some court somewhere going to get in the way of pretty much nearly every one of these executive orders? Yes. But we have a 6-3 conservative majority on the U.S. Supreme Court. And I think one of the things I'd like to see is for any action challenging an action of the U.S. president, a sitting executive of the U.S. government, we have to have a fast path to the U.S. Supreme Court. Get to the U.S. Supreme Court. And the good news is once we do, that decision will then backstop, I hope, the right answer in the form of U.S. precedent that outlives any one presidency. So where there's a challenge, there's almost always an opportunity. That's the opportunity I see here. I would like to see some of those cases move even faster through the appeals process to the Supreme Court, especially when it involves a judgment of the U.S. president. I think that should be a special case that's accelerated. But if so, I see a great opportunity to lock in, not just on the timescales of election cycles, but on the timescales of history, these common sense principles. Exactly.
Yeah, that means Congress has to step in and limit the way the courts operate, which is well within their rights to do. Vivek, it's great to see you as always. Thank you so much. And a Democrat